Bayless. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys.
Here we go.
How you doing?
It's going to be a great day on Undisputed. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and LeBron James and Tom Brady as history in New England.
Whoa!
How about that?
Whoa, you don't
Does it
seem
get any better?
you don't seem very happy about this.
Yeah. I'm very happy.
I watched the Clippers last night.
So let's see.
I saw the Clippers
You saw
last
the
night.
Clippers, Skip? You like that, huh?
Seriously, you brought it up? You opened the door?
Done that.
Did you see what he did to Devin Booker? He put the handcuffs on him. He shot 5 for 19, shot 1 for 8 from 3.
I'm trying to figure out how can the best player on the planet be the only player on the winning side with a negative. He was minus. How's that? Whatever. Hey, just how you doing, Skip?
Did you see Doc's quotes about what he did to Devin Booker? You are missing the boat again. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's the only Clipper reference we're going to get in this whole show.
I mean, geez,
And
you know
here
what we do
come
have to
the
talk about?
Clippers.
Yeah, the Rockets as well. We have an absolutely packed show. Are the Rockets the new team to beat in the West after their 5th straight win? And could Tom Brady end up signing with one of the Patriots' biggest rivals? Can that actually happen? But first, how about we talk about that guy, Dak Prescott, and the Cowboys. Dak still doesn't have a new deal, but new head coach Mike McCarthy fully believes that Dak is the quarterback to bring a championship back to Dallas. Yesterday at the NFL Combine, McCarthy had high praise for what Prescott's done his first 4 years. Take a listen.
I've been impressed with him since the first time I saw him play live, you know, up in Green Bay when they came to Lambeau there. He's got off to a great start. He's built a really good foundation. I'm told he's a tremendous leader. So, in my philosophy, as we get with, you know, the personnel department, and as we go through that, I mean, the defenses get you to the championship. The quarterbacks win championships, and I definitely feel Dak is that quarterback.
So, Shannon, what do you read into this?
Skip, I'm reading in it. He's saying exactly what he should say. He didn't say what Ron Rivera said about Haskins, Skip. Oh, we like him, but we'll, you know, explore all our options.
All you need to know about the Washington Redskins.
Thank you. Skip, I believe, look, if the Cowboys are so convinced, I've heard Stephen Jones says, Dak's our guy. I've heard Jerry Jones say, Dak's our guy. And now you have Mike McCarthy, who's the new head coach, Skip, saying he loved the foundation that he's already built. He's been very, very successful. From the very first time I watched him up at Lambeau. We love him. What's the deal? What's the problem? Why haven't we got this deal done? And that's what Dak says, Skip. Dak said, I hear all that praise. I still don't see no contract in front of me. That's doable. Skip, you remember what Jerry said last year? Jerry said, it would be embarrassing. It would be shocking if you knew the size of check I would write if you guaranteed me a Super Bowl. It would be obscene. There's nothing I would do financially not to get a Super Bowl. Now, here's the thing, Skip. When Dak Prescott came into the NFL, the salary cap was $155 million. The projection this year is between 197 and 201. So a conservative estimate, since he's been in the league, the cap has gone up 30%, Jenny. 30%. Now, if Dak is what you believe he's going to be, Skip, how much is too much for a Super Bowl? Now, Jerry said, we haggling. I believe we're haggling over a few more $1 million guaranteed per year. So I think that's where the holdup is, Skip. Not that, you know, sure, Dak wants $40 million to be the first $40 million guy. Skip, we can make anything look good on paper. But, you know how we got to do these contracts. We got to weed through all that stuff and say, okay, once we get past the fluff, how does the cake taste? Yeah, it got nice icing, Jenny, got these figures on top, but does the cake taste good? Dak wants to know, how much of this real money am I actually getting? So for me, it makes no sense if you believe Dak is the guy that can win you Super Bowl. As Skip Bayless tells me, Super Bowls. Is $38, $40 million too much? For the sake of it, let's say, I'm going to be conservative, Skip Bayless, because you say he's Brady-esque. Let's just say over the next 15 years, the Brady-esque quarterback gets you 3 Super Bowls. So I'm saying he's half a Brady. Is $40 million a year too much, Skip?
Is it my turn? Or are these hypotheticals, or are these just sort of...
I'm just saying, because you said you're basing it on projection. Stephen and Jerry says he's the guy. Mike McCarthy says he likes what he's seen thus far. So it makes sense to me that, like, okay, if you believe that, you go ahead and pay him the money, and you don't even think twice, because Jerry said he'd write a big check.
My turn. Thank you very much. Here we go. Here's what just happened. I believe that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones handpicked Mike McCarthy as a perfect fit for them as a new partner in crime. I think they found in their, long into the night to the early morning session with him at their mansion in Highland Park in Dallas, Texas, that he's one of them. He's a bird of their feather. He's a beer and nachos all night kind of guy. And that's what they are. They like to sit around and kick it around and order more beer and more nachos.
You saw him sitting at that podium. He eating more than beer and drinking more than beer and eating nachos.
Okay. Well, Stevens let himself go a little bit too. And Steven played at Arkansas.
Too much fun.
Okay. So this is for them a co-conspirator. This is a cagey, smart guy from humble beginnings, Mike McCarthy, who knows what it feels like and what it took to win a Super Bowl. Because he does know that.
Yes.
And so do they, because they have experienced the top of the mountain too.
3 of them.
And they all came from little beginnings to big achievements. So they relate there because they know the ropes and they know how to play the angles. So I believe that Jerry suggested or maybe even ordered Mike McCarthy as they went to the combine for him to do his first big media session with all the reporters post-intro press conference. You be the good cop this time because we've got to hang in as the bad cops here. But you take a shot that we can't take because you appeal to that young man's football ego. And he has a huge football, or let's take the ego out of pride. Appeal to his football pride, right?
Better.
Okay. You, Mike, try to melt some of the ice that has built up between us and Dak and his agent, because it's a glacier right now of ice. And you try to send this message. And here it is. Remember, Mike McCarthy is basically saying between the lines, hey, Dak, I coached Brett Favre for 2 years. I coached Aaron Rodgers for 11 years, and we won a Super Bowl together. And Dak, I bless you, young man. I see greatness in you. I see the potential for you and I to win Super Bowls, plural, together. Now, that's a pretty big mouthful from that guy.
Yes.
He's Mike bleeping McCarthy in a lot of people's eyes, and maybe in Dak's eyes. And he's saying, and I'm not saying none of this is still legit talk from him. I think he did take one look at him in 2016, and that was when that was my breakout game here on this show. Because they went up to Lambeau, and they were just babies. You know, he and Zeke go up to Lambeau against Aaron Rodgers and just shellacked them. Just laid it all over, just ran them off their own field.
Oh, you like that, huh?
Well, it was something. It was a tour de force. It was the welcome to the NFL, or as Tiger said, hello world. That was a hello world game for Dak and Zeke. Both of them.
We saw a lot of that for the rest of the year, Jenny.
Well, you did. They went 13-3.
You kept pulling it
They
up.
went 13-3.
You kept pulling it up every time I would say Dak played bad. You look at what he did to Aaron Rodgers.
Heck, they beat Aaron Rodgers in a playoff game until he stole it back thanks to his kicker, Mason Crossbar. Well, he did. They stole it. They had him beaten.
You never had the lead in that game, though.
It was 31-all. We were down 21-3, and my quarterback just sucked it up and lifted them back into the game at 31-all.
Empty calories.
Okay, empty. 31-31 is not empty to me. I'm sorry.
That's pretty full.
Thank you. So the point is, he believes in Dak, but he's a smart guy. Now he's Mr. Analytics. Spent a whole year studying analytics.
Right.
He knows what happened last year. They went 8-8.
Right.
And a lot of people, including me, thought they could win the whole NFC and get to the Super Bowl. And yet he saw again and again, Dak missed that play, and he missed that play, and he missed Tavon wide open at Philly that could have tied the game. And he didn't make enough of the play to get over the hump into the playoffs.
But you know what I'm hearing from you right now, Skip Bayless? I'm hearing from you that something I never heard during the season, because when he missed those throws and he didn't win those games, it was Jason Garrett's fault. Now he wants his money. It wasn't Garrett's fault. It was Dak's fault.
I said after the Philly game, that's on Dak.
Yeah.
And then they came back and wiped out Washington, and it looked like, well, there was that team. That's what should have been, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we saw what should have been, and they put up a lot of, he had his career passing yards and career touchdowns.
touchdown.
So,
Yeah.
and they put up some historic offensive numbers, but it all added up to 8 and 8, which is Jason Garrett's born and raised middle name. His mother nicknamed him 8 and 8 right out of the womb.
Okay.
This is old 8 and 8 Jason.
Well, let me ask you this. You looking at a chart. We like charts. We like figures. Where is the arrow? Where is the projection? Is the projection for Dak going here?
I haven't finished what I'm trying to explain to you here. So Mike McCarthy is sending the message to Dak that, hey, I can get you over the hump here. Together, I can take you to the next level. And that's a strong message to appeal to a young man's leadership pride, because he is and Mike said, from what I hear, I'm told he's a tremendous leader. He is the leader of the franchise. He is obviously the face of the franchise. So now you're trying to drive a little bit of a psychological wedge between him and his agent, because all of a sudden Mike is trying to take his mind back to the locker room and the meeting room and the huddle and the field instead of on his bank account. That's what he's trying to do here. Because there's value in having Mike McCarthy as your new head coach. Mike McCarthy is a play caller. He called plays for years. He gave it up for 1 year in Green Bay. Now he's going to let Kellen Moore try. I'm going to be wait and see on that one. We'll see how long that lasts. But the point is that Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, you just got blessed by Mike McCarthy. Wouldn't that speed your urgency to get a deal done? Might that melt some of the ice in your heart right now?
No, because Dak Prescott has on noise-canceling headphones. He can't hear anything that noise y'all talking about, because you're talking noise, because Aaron Rodgers got his money. If you say, okay, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre got their money, Skip, all I'm saying